How does Squirrel Girl communicate with squirrels? Don't count your acorns all at once. Science behind Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is one of Marvel's most fringe characters, and she developed a pretty good amount of fans over time. Recently, the heroine was brought back into the spotlight when it was announced a new Warriors live-action TV show will be coming, with Squirrel Girl as one of the main characters. With our squirrely friend back in the spotlight, it's interesting to think about what makes her tick. I mean, yeah, she has a giant squirrel tail, but that's a little out there. There are plenty of people born with tails, but none of them are squirrel-like. One of the strangest superpowers of all time, and we don't even know how it works. So, how does it? How does Squirrel Girl communicate with squirrels? To find that out, we first need to establish how squirrels speak with each other. Essentially, Squirrel Girl speaks their language, so whatever she does, they'll also be doing. In 2014, we had our eyes open to how exactly these furry additions to the animal kingdom speak with each other, and it might not be what you expect. Observations were conducted by Robert Lishak, a professor in biological sciences at Auburn University in Alabama. These observations revealed that unlike some other animals in the world, squirrels do not have any set language. They do communicate through sounds and body language, but it isn't how primates or wolves communicate. Instead of certain signs meaning certain things, such as give me that or go away, squirrel language relies mainly on getting attention. For example, the studies conducted by Professor Lishak showed that squirrels made more threatening sounds when approached by cats. They will also point to a possible threat with their tail. However, these sounds were not part of a set. Instead, they were simply exclamations, or in the case of the tail, simple pointing. The sounds they make are meant to draw the attention of other squirrels so they can see the situation and understand it without the use of actual language, let alone specific signs. It's the equivalent to humans gasping or screaming in stressful scenarios. They aren't words or symbols, they're merely meant to alert others of fear, danger, anger, etc. These vocalizations range from 0.1 to 10 Hz. Hertz are a measure of sound through electromagnetic waves. A number, in the case of Hertz and kilohertz, represents the level at which the electromagnetic waves in sound have reached. So if a squirrel's voice reaches 0.1 to 10 Hz, how can a human match that to make squirrel sounds that squirrels will recognize? Since we've looked at the vocal ranges of squirrels, we now need to see the vocal ranges of humans in order to find how they could match. On average, adult human males' voices reach a range of 80 to 180 Hz, while adult females' voices reach a range of 165 to 255 Hz. This exemplifies the difference in male and female voices. The lower the range is, the deeper the voice. However, Hertz don't just apply to voices being emitted, they also apply to voices being received. Every species has its own range limit to the amount of Hertz it can pick up. If you want to try this for yourself, try finding ringtones that only kids or only adults can hear, get the family together, and play it. The kids and adults will be divided on whether they hear anything or not. Getting back on track, the hearing range of the average adult human is 20 kHz or 20,000 Hz. Although we can hear them, with the range of voice present in humans, we cannot make squirrel sounds, at least not with a normal set of vocal cords. Vocal cords, located in the larynx area of the human neck, are what allow us to produce our vocalizations. The vocal cords, which of course we're born with, extend during puberty, becoming wider and allowing for a wider range of hertz to be emitted by the body. At the end of puberty and into adulthood, the average wideness of the human male vocal cord is 1.75 to 2.5 centimeters, while the average wideness of the human female vocal cord is 1.25 to 1.75 centimeters. The smaller the vocal cords, the higher the hertz levels will be when outputted. So what does this mean for Squirrel Girl? Well, Squirrel Girl, being a young adult female human, would have 1.25 to 1.75 centimeter vocal cords, would be able to output a range of 165 to 255 Hz, and would be able to hear a range of up to 20 kHz or 20,000 Hz, under normal circumstances. Of course, Squirrel Girl is no normal circumstance. She has the ability to make squirrel sounds and use them to her advantage. What allows her to do this? The answer is in her vocal cords. To vocalize sounds that squirrels would recognize, Squirrel Girl would need to output an extremely wide range of hertz. Being female, her range would have to be 0.1 Hz to 255 Hz. That is a range wider than any human on the planet. To accomplish this, her vocal cords would need to be extremely small, within the range of 0.1 centimeters. Needless to say, this wouldn't help her out in a fight, but she'd be one hell of a singer. And talking to squirrels is pretty cool too, I guess. So, is Squirrel Girl possible? Technically, yes, she is. It is possible that a human female could be born with extremely thin vocal cords. However, I'm not even sure her voice would last long with that. But if you're that person, I wouldn't recommend using your powers or voice much. Sorry. I guess it ain't easy being squirrely.